Very good afternoon to you, Thabo. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's begin with the obvious. Why do you think the public protector requires protection?
Good afternoon, Tembekile. I think it's very important that we must note that public protector is an institution of democracy that was created and gets its power from the Constitution. So it is very important to protect her from all this propaganda that is going on at the moment.
You say that, you're right, she's a constitutional body, Chapter 9 institution, and we heard, for example, in the Nkandla judgment where the bench clearly outlined just the powers of the office itself, and she's quite clearly protected in law, so why have you taken it upon yourselves to say you are going to protect her when already the law protects her?
Because there is a cohort of individuals that has made it their job. I think it's the same issue that we can discuss, like the Winnie Madikizela issue, where there was onslaught on her, and the media decided they had 40 journalists that were discussing every day, writing articles about Winnie Mandela. So it's the same thing that is happening. There's journalists, there's media houses that every day are writing negative reports about the public protector.
Yes. One could argue that the public protector is perhaps being treated unfairly, as per your position, but there's also the other side of the coin, people who say she has been found by courts to have erred. Very recently, there was an issue where in the Friede matter where the DA took her to court, the court invalidated her pronouncements on the issue. You think of the CX Bancorp matter, it went as far as a personal cost order being issued against her. So is she not a victim of her own legal errors?
Not exactly, because you must remember that our justice system allows that if a higher court, if the higher court is going to find you or find your judgment not to be in order, then that does not mean that the public protector must be vindicated or the public protector must leave office.
But what happens then in a situation where there appears to be all these adverse judgments, those are standing, and yes, you're quite right, even judges, we've discussed this, do have findings overturned by higher courts, yes. But you've now got a public protector who is losing all these high-profile cases. There appears to be a loss of confidence in her. Surely then there's no harm in her appearing before Parliament to face a process where there is an attempt for her to answer questions and indeed push for her removal.
She issued 100 reports. Only 2 of those have been set aside in court. So I think that it's not a reason enough. It's not justifiable in any court that she issued 100 reports, only 2 of those, and those 2 reports are still in court processes, so it's not justifiable at all.
Question you're going to face now, because this is a highly politicized office at this point, as well as its work, is who is behind you? Who's part of this Protect Our Public Protector campaign? It's yourself and who else?
It's just concerned citizens. There is no one behind us. We just formed the formation to protect the public protector.
You want to take part, to come on as parties in some of the legal appeals going forward. Yes. How are you going to fund that?
We're going to ask the public to give us donations. We're going to ask the public to join us when we do marches so that we can support the public protector.
So you can sit here confidently today and say that should there be scrutiny of your membership, if you can call it that at this point, it won't be found that you are linked to some sort of political formation or faction?
Yes, there's no one of us who's linked with anyone.
Do you know the public protector personally?
Yes.
Is that why you've taken this up, because you know her personally?
Yes, I've known the public protector for a while, but I've not discussed this with her. So, yes, it's just that because we just want to protect the public protector and, more than anything, protect the Constitution.
But surely the fact that you know her personally would somehow influence your view. Some would say you're not as impartial as you should be on the issue.
Hence, I'm saying we're protecting the public protector and the Constitution, our own constitutional democracy. So it's not only the public protector, it's not only Advocate Mkhwebane, but also her office as well.
Let's talk about these YouTube videos. She's taken to YouTube now to explain some developments, particularly in the ongoing investigations into the Minister Pravin Gordhan. And she says she's done that because he is leaking information, or that she's misquoted in the media when these things go on. Looking at how that's gone and what it's done to the discourse around the work of the office,
Yes.
do you think that was a wise move by the public protector? Because it doesn't appear to have helped.
You see, if you go on live, if you send out a statement to media houses and they take out some of your weights, it means that they are misrepresenting you. So if the public protector, it's on video, we can all hear everything that she's saying, I think that is more than proper.
Not necessarily, because not everyone has access to YouTube. And if someone were to edit as they wish from that, that would also still be interfered with.
That's true, but at least we've got a video. Every one of us who can go on YouTube can see the video. On the news, we can see the video. So it's better than reading from a script that is written by someone else, edited by someone else.
Should she not just keep her head down and continue with her work if indeed she's acting within the confines of the law and is doing everything as she should? Then one would imagine that Advocate Mkhwebane should just proceed with her work and not be bothered by the noise, because the noise will always come.
Yes, that's why we are here, to protect the public protector from these noises, because remember, this is a propaganda. As I said earlier, Winnie Madikizela-Mandela faced the same thing when the Stratcom was doing media campaigns against Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. So it's the same thing. Even today, there's some individuals who are doing that, so we're here just to protect her so that she can continue with her job without any harassment from anyone else.
What concrete proof do you have, apart from opinion, that there is an orchestrated campaign against her?
Well, we can see every day there's a negative media report almost every 6 hours on YouTube, on Twitter and all other social media platforms.
Every 6 hours, that's a big claim. How have you collated that stat?
We can go on Twitter even now.
No, but how have you done it? I'm just trying to understand how you've come to the conclusion that every 6 hours there's something negative put out about the public protector in the media, as you're saying. How have you put that statistic together?
Because it's been about, I think, 2 months now on this program. So we check every 6 hours. We check, in fact, it's every 3 hours that we're checking. So we can see that every 6 hours there's something, or there's someone who's writing something negative about the public protector. Even if you can check today's news, newspapers, you're going to find something definitely.
But nothing happened yesterday.
Nothing happened.
Was the 6 hour deadline not met?
No, there's something there's Mail in Guardian yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
As Mthweni, I'm sure we'll be hearing much more from you in the coming days. Yes. We'll be watching those 6 hour durations, but thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.